You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Here's this week's tip from Jeff Bajorek.
I work with a lot of sales reps who don't work deals as long as they should. They give up on their prospects way too soon. And I think the common reason for this lack of persistence is a misunderstanding of who your biggest competitor is. Now, look, your buyer's sense of urgency to make a purchase is almost never as high or as intense as your urgency to make the sale. So you need to temper your expectations right off the bat. But recognize that the competitor that you're going up against in almost any situation is not the outfit across town. It's not the big logo that you compete with on the internet. It's your own prospect's status quo. That's right. Their willingness to do nothing at all, to stay nice and warm and safe and cozy in their own predicament sometimes. Yes, I know this doesn't make any sense because people want to improve, right? Companies need to grow, right? It's still easier to do nothing than it is to invite the risk involved with a learning curve and a new process adoption and all of those things that you're selling, even though the end result and outcome is going to be amazing, right? So I want you to do one thing as a result of this tip. I want you to reconfigure your own sales process, your own prospecting cadences, your own intentions behind everything you do in the process. And I want you to gear them toward the status quo rather than worrying about the other, the other companies out there that might be vying for the same process, for the same prospects and the same customers. You need to get their buy-in to do anything at all before you worry about getting them to do what you want them to do. And when you recognize this, you can go back in your career, you can go back particularly in your recent memory and recognize all the times where you thought you had a deal knocked out of the park, you were ready to go, and then all of a sudden, nothing happened. It's almost always due to the fact that you missed the concept that your biggest competitor is the status quo.
For more from Jeff, the video version of this tip, and even your opportunity to join the listener list, just click over to DailySales.Tips/805 and we'll have everything for you there. Once you've done that, be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.